What's going on? This is PlayStation Thor, and today I want to do a little discussion on Resident Evil versus Dead Space. Now, for me, I've grew up with Resident Evil. I've played the games, love the games actually. The first three were perfect. Nothing wrong with them. Enjoyed playing them multiple times. I don't care how many times I've beat it. But my favorite one was Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. Nemesis had something that the other two kind of didn't have, but I still love Resident Evil 1 and 2, but my favorite one was Resident Evil 3. I like the element that they pretty much brung in, something to always keep you on your toes. I mean, not only worry about the zombies, but worry about your enemy Nemesis. Like, he just pops up like every other like in every other scene, which I like. But Resident Evil kind of started falling off when Resident Evil 4 released. And this is when they started straying away from the element that made Resident Evil. And I was disappointed, because after Resident Evil 4, you got Resident Evil 5, which I've bought on release day and played. It was okay, but it was definitely not the Resident Evil that I was thinking it would be. Resident Evil 5, it was okay-ish. Resident Evil 4 was good, but it wasn't, awesome like the first three. Resident Evil Code Veronica, that was actually a good game. So I will definitely give credit for that game, because they at least tried sticking to the survival horror. And Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, so disappointed. And I was more disappointed because it was straight out action. No survival horror whatsoever. And Resident Evil 6, I kind of thought they were trying, that they have caught that survival horror essence, which made them good. I thought they've got it, but I don't know. Like, they didn't fully grab it, but they got a little taste of it, but it was still too much action adventure, not survival horror whatsoever. And to add a character that pretty much threw off the game completely, like, that was a definite WTF, I mean, all the other people that was in it had their purpose and it made sense. So with this guy that they pretty much threw in, and y'all know who I'm talking about, it was bad. Like, it was bad. It really was. And then the movies, I would say the first four. No, actually, yeah, I would say the first four were good. Then after that, I got pissed off. Straight pissed off with it. And the ones that I got pissed off with, because I got my binder here. Here we go. No, take that back. The first three were good. Afterlife was okay. And Retribution, that was the laziest production for a Resident Evil movie ever. Highly disappointed. So I believe this is one of the reasons why Capcom is doing terribly and possibly could be going bankrupt. But enough about Capcom. I was just very disappointed in the Resident Evil series. So moving on to Dead Space. Dead Space was something I got into when Resident Evil started falling off. I played the demo of Dead Space on the PlayStation 3. This was before, I believe, it released. But Dead Space was one of those games that definitely caught me off guard. That was actually good. And Dead Space was definitely the element that I've been craving for. That survival horror. And not only did they pretty much put a twist on it, they took it to space. And something happening in space, that's like the biggest fear phobia that anyone could possibly have. That's if they went to space. But the necromorphs. The necromorphs, I would pretty much call them advanced zombies. Yeah, advanced zombies. But I like them because you can pretty much shoot their arm off, you can shoot their leg off, and they'll still come crawling. And I like that. I really do. The first two Dead Spaces were pretty damn good. And I was not surprised when Dead Space received greatest hits for PlayStation 3, and I believe it received platinum hits for Xbox 360. Dead Space 1 and 2. I'm not sure if Dead Space 3 received the greatest hits or platinum hits for the PlayStation and Xbox, but Dead Space 3 was good too. Dead Space 3 brought in an element which Resident Evil 5 have started, which was the co-op. For Dead Space, I did not mind the co-op. Why? Because you're gonna be in levels or situations where there's more necromorphs than what your ammo box or ammo that you're carrying. You know, the movies, the Dead Space movies, were not boring at all, and I've seen both of them, and let me tell you, they tie in exactly into the time frame for Dead Space 1 and 2. I just wish that they would make more. I just wish they would make at least 2 more Dead Spaces. I'm just disappointed that EA, once again, have screwed that up. If EA does not want to be voted again as worst company of the year, I highly suggest that they get it together. But enough about EA. I'm pretty much worried about Dead Space, the series. Very good game. If you haven't played Dead Space yet, go out and play it. It's worth playing, in my opinion. If you like survival horror, Dead Space is where it's at. So if you like the commentary, well, it's not so much commentary, but if you liked the discussion, definitely hit the like button. And if you have an opinion as to why you like either Dead Space or Resident Evil, definitely put that in the comment box. And if you want to see more of my videos, definitely hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you for coming to the channel, and have a good day.